Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new video on this channel. We recently talked about the best of each characters from our Discord server family. I'm here with my fellow content creators, Tiftofer and Professor Jay. Say hello.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
And we recently talked about the first part of the character roster of Smash Bros. Ultimate on Jay's channel, so you better check out part 1 before keep on watching with part 2, because now we're at number 28, which is Pit, and I can already say that we've had an empty pit here because I have no idea who to pick here for this character. What about you, Jay?
For me, I play the character a little bit, but I haven't really seen anybody else play the character seriously or with any degree of proficiency, really. So I'm gonna leave this. This is a dark pit for me. I'm just leaving it a big old 0.
Well, seeing as the characters are kind of joined together, I'm going to talk about Dark Pit a little bit. And I've played Mo's Dark Pit probably only once, actually, but I played it long enough to know that it was one of the most hyped Dark Pits that I've ever played. We did it in our race to the finish, if I remember right, on Jay's channel, and I believe that Mo destroyed me with his Dark Pit, and I'm pretty sure it was Dark Pit and not regular Pit, but either one, they're pretty similar. And his Dark Pit brought the hype as always, but what can you expect from one of the best players in Germany?
Oh, don't
Facts.
do that, don't say that.
Oh man!
Well, thank you very much, dude. I really appreciate it. And
You're welcome.
next character is number 29, which is Zero Suit Samus. And my pick for Zero Suit Samus is DMods64. I think I've only played his Zero Suit for like 1 or 2 times, but it was enough for me to reckon how actually doomed you are if you play him with Zero Suit Samus, because he's got the movement and he's got those electric whips. So you better watch out, and especially watch your back if he stands right behind you. I know how that sounds, but it's a fact. Jay, what about you?
Yeah, this was DMarts for me as well. He has a good degree of control over this character who has some very weird movement. To be able to manipulate that in a way that looks skillful and consistent is something that only a skilled player is able to do. So this is an easy pick for me, DMarts64. Tiff?
He's the first one from this video. He's 3 for 3.
3 for 3,
Nice.
baby.
Yeah, DMARD64. I mean, I don't know. It depends how much people have played against him, but they probably know that he's basically another Mars in the world. So Mars being the top player who plays Zero Suit Samus as his main, and DMARD actually begrudgingly picked up Zero Suit Samus because Mars picks up Zero Suit Samus, and actually did a really, really good job with her. And it's an amazing Zero Suit Samus. Managed to get her into Elite Smash, and I've played it enough times to know that it's actually really, really good as well. So gets my pick.
Nice.
Okay, next character is Wario. And my pick for Wario is actually Leeches, because he's a rare character as well, but I've recently played some games against Leeches and his Wario, and I got cheesed so freaking hard and lost with Lucario. So you're definitely my first pick, because, to be honest, I got 1 or 2 nightmares after I lost against your Wario with Lucario back then. What about Jay?
Honestly, I didn't have a pick for this one. I didn't even know that Lee just had a Wario. I haven't really fought anybody with the character. I don't know if that's because of the recent nerfs, the up tilt to waft thing. It's not just as consistent as it used to be. And for some people, I guess that was a make or break deal, even though he's still a very solid character overall. But I didn't have a pick for this one. Tiff?
Yeah, I'm actually going to echo what Mo's been saying about Legis and say that he's got the best Wario. I mean, I've not seen as much of his Wario than I have other characters, because obviously it's not one of his mains, but he used to main Wario, from what I believe, from older Smash games. and his Wario still got it. I was playing against his Wario the other day and managed to get some naughty little back airs off stage and take stocks nice and early. And of course, that waft is a force to be reckoned with, so got to stay well clear of that. So Lee just gets my pick for Wario.
Up to the next character, which is Snake. So my pick for Snake actually is a guy from Tif's server called Hades. I hope I pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
Yep, same issue which I already had with some other picks in the past, but I haven't fought him directly yet. But his submissions for high sodium are just incredibly good. That's why I picked him for Snake. What about you, Jay?
I went with Tog for this one. Snake is a character that he plays occasionally, and he does it in a way that it's the same way he plays every other character. He goes in hard, and you don't see a Snake do that very much. It might not even be the most optimal way to play it, but he absolutely runs down the other player. He's all about trying to stick them with the down B. He's going for the smash attacks, the up tilts. He's going off stage almost every time. It's hard to say that Snake can be a hype character when you see people play him in tournament and they just run away, they pull their grenades, they drop them where they are, they run over, they drop another grenade, they barely ever actually interact with the enemy, and Tog's Snake is one that doesn't do that, which is why I'm picking it as, in my opinion, the best one. Tiff?
I had 2 picks for Snake, and my first pick, I have to shout out Hades, because Hades Snake is just, it's another one of those people you just can't get close to. The grenade setups across the stage, I was just blowing up across every single part of the stage, and then when I dared to land on the stage, the sticky Semtex down B, whatever you call it, was right there waiting for me, and I was just destroyed. So Hades gets my number 1 spot, but as Jay's correctly said, Tog, that one guy, his Snake, he's got the hype. He's actually been playing Snake a little bit more than other characters recently, and from what I understand, he only picked up Snake as a bit of a fun character just to try out a little bit, but I think he's really clicked with the character and really enjoys how they handle, so it's getting better and better every time we play it, and it's soon going to become probably maybe even his main, maybe even over his Kirby, so I'm interested to see just how far it's going to go.
If you have any doubts, then probably the person with the loudest hiss is the best Snake. That was probably my best pun so far. Moving on to the next character, which is Ike from Fire Emblem. And to be honest, I don't have any picks for this character. What about you, Jay?
I have a pick and an honorable mention. So my pick for this one is going to be Bloodgang. As we said before, he loves his Fire Emblem characters, but he knows exactly what works with Ike and how very different the character is from your Marths and Lucinas and Chroms. He knows how to space out his attacks. He knows to nair, he knows to up air, he knows to up B, and if you could do those 3 things, you could play Ike. Props to Bloodgang. I would say Tog is an honorable mention here. He does play the Ike a little bit here and there because he likes things that go boom and have big, strong attacks. So he definitely plays the Ike in a way that is hype and is always going for the big hits, the big kills, the charged B, neutral B, and stuff like that. So he might not be the more proficient player, but he is incredibly hype to watch playing the Ike, so gotta give a shout out.
Okay, so in terms of, let's have a think. Do you know what? I've got the perfect Ike player. It's got to be DMart64 for Ike. I've played as Ike a number of times, and I've actually. It's one of the characters that I really struggle against as Kirby, because you struggle against any Swordy in general, but his spacing with Ike is just insane. You can't land on stage. There's a big upper waiting for you if you get even close to the stage, and and obviously the up B kills Kirby at about 60%, something like that at the ledge. So and D-Mart knows that and takes advantage of it, and it's got a really hype Ike. So definitely gets my pick.
Awesome. Next one is actually 3 characters at once, because now we're talking about the Pokémon Trainer, and there's only one legit and true pick for me here. Mr. J, will you take on the title as the best Pokémon Trainer of our Discord servers?
I mean, I do love playing the character.
You'll have to do it because playing both with and against your Pokemon trainer is absolutely hype. And especially when we teamed up in the Professor J plus teammate against the World Series. Check it out on Jay's channel. Yeah, we had some awesome combos going on. You with Pokemon Trainer, I with Incineroar and Lucario, which made us the ultimate Pokemon battle team. So my pick definitely goes to you, Jay. What about you?
Well, I mean, rather than just tooting my own horn, because I think that's not necessarily a good look, I will throw out there one other person in our service who does play a pretty decent Pokemon Trainer, and that is Uden. Uden does love some Pokemon Trainer and will pick the character on occasion and has some very good movement and knows when to swap between the characters. So I definitely wanted to give that guy a shout. Tiff, I'll throw it over to you.
Yeah, very, very easy pick for me. It's got to be our guy, Professor J. He has got such a high Pokemon trainer, and with all three characters as well, but especially the Squirtle. It's got to be Jay's strongest character, and just so many situations where that up B just comes out when you least expect it with Squirtle, and it hits every single time. And so what a hype Pokemon trainer! And we are overdue a first to 5, and I'm ready to face you in a rematch, Jay.
We'll have to do it. And if I can make a plug really quickly, back in the day, I don't know if you guys have seen this because I think it was before I met you, but I did make 3 videos where I went solo Squirtle, solo Ivysaur, and solo Charizard on Quick Play. So check those out if you haven't already.
Sure to see them in the description.
Linked in the description, I was about to say. Moving on to the next character is Diddy Kong, and that's a pretty easy pick for me as well because I chose Chaos Sloth again. Played him very often in the past, very decent Diddy Kong, and we also talked a lot about things like the matchup, Lucario versus Diddy Kong, what stuff is possible with using the banana, with which combos are possible, with confirms are possible, and he knows pretty much everything you need to know to be a good Diddy Kong player. So my pick is Chaos Sloth. What about you, Jay?
Well, I still haven't had the pleasure of playing against Chaos Sloth. We've been trying to make it work. We were hoping to do it before I came over to Europe when the time zones would have worked out better. But since I haven't seen his in action, my pick for this was Tog. Tog does go Diddy pretty often, and he does a good job of making the character look like he doesn't struggle off stage, even though, Diddy really can sometimes, but he knows when to pull the banana, he keeps good pressure on, he dashes out and in, his good fundamentals kind of come through in a character that's kind of as solid and almost Mario-esque as Diddy Kong is. There's a little bit of everything involved, so he kind of shines when he picks up the Diddy. So, Tiff, what about you?
Yeah, I wanted to mention Chaos Sloth here as well because Chaos Sloth is an amazing Diddy Kong player. I've played him before in a first to 5. He often uses Diddy Kong as his main in the first to 5s because he knows that it's his strongest character, and he really knows that character inside and out. He knows the frame data, he knows what the combos, and I've seen so many hype clips from High Sodium for his Diddy Kong as well, so he's definitely my number 1 pick. But I do definitely need to back up Jay here and mention Tog, that one guy. His Diddy Kong is another character that's getting better and better, playing more serious actually with this character, which is rare for Tog because often he usually just goes for the hype, but his Diddy Kong, I've noticed it's more of actually one of his serious combo characters, and it's getting better and better. Some nice little banana setups with follow-up from smash attacks, and really solid player.
For sure.
Next character is a pretty underrated one, in my opinion, Lucas. And to be honest, I don't have a solid pick for Lucas again here, so I have to give it to you, Jay.
I do have a pick for this one, and I'm going to do what I did once in the last video, and I'm going to shout out my younger brother Travis for this character. He doesn't like that he's good at Lucas, but he is. And I think we all kind of have a character like that. You get it on random, and then you do really well, and you're like, oh, well, that's not really my vibe. That's not really my character, but I'm getting wins. So I feel like that's probably how most people who play Sonic feel. Like, you get the win, but do you feel good about yourself? But when Travis gets Lucas, he'll get him on random. But then eventually I kind of, hyped him up enough about him. Like, no, it's good. He would actually start to pick the character and really excelled with him. And so I want to give him a little shout because his Lucas is actually something to keep your eye on, especially in a doubles or a free-for-all situation where you can lose track of one character. Lucas is a character who you don't want to lose track of, because if he's over there prepping a PK freeze, you're about to have a bad day. What about you, Tiff?
I've actually got a different pick for Lucas, and it's a player that's been part of the Discord for a long time, and has only posted a couple of clips for High Sodium with Lucas, so I've not seen that much of it, but I know from seeing it that it must be this player's main character, and that is a player called Debel. Now, Debel is, like I said, posted, we'll make sure I'll show them in this video now, some really hype Lucas clips. And it's one of those characters, where you can get the little snake out and you can follow it up across the entire stage and then just destroy them off stage from it. So not many people can pull it off unless they've got the exact frames to actually pull it off. So to pull it off like that means that this person is insane with Lucas. So Debel gets my pick for the best Lucas and Tiff card.
All right.
Moving on to the next character, which is Sonic. And for Sonic, I picked someone who does not only literally shine because of his name, Diamond.
Hooray.
And not only I also already faced him and had a great time, major shout at this point, battling a Sonic, but also because he literally is Italy's best Sonic player. Am I right?
Wow.
Well, as titled by me, but I would definitely back that up for sure.
So I don't have to explain this character pick. Jay, what about you?
I haven't had the pleasure or seen it in action, so I actually picked Super Ryan for this one.
Oh,
Super Ryan does play some Sonic, and pretty consistently too. The few times I've fought him over on Mo's server, if I'm not mistaken, I've gone 1v1 with him. I've seen him 1v1 other people as well. He understands the character very well. He has great movement. I'd like to slightly apologize for what I said earlier about playing Sonic as a character. but no, he plays it in a way that isn't super horribly campy and just like eye-rolling. It's actually fun. You feel like you're interacting back and forth. So, it's... you really do feel, and if I can just shout out really quickly, the worst thing about Sonic in Ultimate is that they took out his taunt where he says, "You're too slow." Worst change they made. Terrible to any character. But yeah, Super Ryan gets my pick, so I'll have to check out, what was it, Diamond?
Yeah.
Diamond, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. All right, Tiff, over to you.
Yeah, with that being said, Diamond gets my pick for sure. I actually did a full feature video for Diamond because I did a load of games against Diamond and his Sonic, and I was actually shocked. I didn't even know some of these combos existed with Sonic because it's not your generic ones that you'd see a Sonic player do. But there was a stock, and it still haunts me. I've woken up in the night a few times thinking about it, and it basically, I was playing as Dedede, as everyone knows, is one of the heaviest characters in the game, and I was taken off the top with Sonic at 64%, and when I just saw me just slowly disappearing into the distance when I'd lost my stock, my mouth just opened and I was like, what? I just couldn't believe it. So Diamond for sure, best Sonic in Italy, gets my pick.
With that, we'll come to one of the definitely easiest picks of the roster, which is number 39, King Dedede. And my pick for this good old and fat penguin is no one else than my fellow Tiftofer.
Oh, thanks, dude.
The battle of your Dedede against my Lucario is what makes the Battle of the Legends a Battle of the Legends. So, amazing Dedede, amazing combos, amazing edge guards. Probably the biggest strength of your Dedede, actually. And yeah, I always have a hard time fighting your King Dedede when I play with Lucario or Incineroar or anyone else I play. So major props at this point. And if you guys want to see high quality Dedede gameplay, then go check out Tif's channel, link to the description.
Oh, you're making me blush, man. Thank you very much.
Oh, and then it's my turn, so go ahead and keep that red on for a second. Yeah, Tif's King Dedede it's one of a kind in that, you know, he's not doing the same thing that every other Dedede is doing, but the stuff that works, he takes good advantage of. You know, he keeps the Gordo out on the ledge in order to set up traps. He is taking advantage of every single jump that he has, spacing out, waiting for the opponent to overcommit to something stupid because they think he's out of jumps, but nope, he's got one more. Here comes a back air. Boom, you're off the stage. He's going for the up B disrespect off stage. He's going way out there with fairs and down airs. There's pretty much nowhere that's safe, and only a couple of characters that are really able to kind of keep up with it. So major shout outs, whether it's a free-for-all situation, a doubles, or a 1v1, Tif makes King Dedede look like one of the best in the game.
Oh, thank you very much, you two. Yeah, definitely still blushing and red over here. I mean, if I was going to mention another King Dedede, I actually wanted to mention Legis' King Dedede, and it's a character that he pockets. You know, it's not one of his mains, but actually, it's someone that it definitely rivals my King Dedede, if not better than my King Dedede. He's really solid, and he's really nails the drag downs from the uppers, and can throw out the forwarders really fast on stage, and like really make some distance between him and other players. So a really solid Dedede overall. So excellent Dedede, Legis.
Moving on to the next character, which not only is small by himself, but also has a pretty small player base, Olimar. And to be honest, I don't remember fighting an Olimar on one of our Discord servers a single time, so I'm very sorry, but I have no idea who to pick here. What about you, Jay?
Nobody likes Olimar, nobody plays Olimar. Tif?
What more can I say? Nobody plays Olimar. Let's move on.
3 out of 3. That's amazing. Coming to the next character, number 41, which will definitely lead to discussions.
And you have to talk first.
It's Lucario, the Aura Pokemon. And my pick for Lucario actually is Lucario Point 1. Because it's already been like 1.5 years that I faced him the last time, but he destroyed me with his Lucario, and I'm pretty sure he still will destroy me when he picks Lucario, because he actually is a professional Smash player, Smash teacher, also has the sensei role on my Discord server. You're my Lucario idol, dude, if you hear this, so please keep up the amazing work. And keep up being that great at Smash, please. What about you, Jay? Who's your pick?
Yeah, I don't know that guy, so I'm going to talk about Ghost of Mo for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and get comfortable. Ghost of Mo has one of the most dangerous Lucarios anyone has probably ever seen. If you think that Lucario is bottom 10, take a look at youtube.com/ghostofmo, and 1 in every 2 videos probably will prove that point wrong. He stays on top of the enemy. He doesn't need to be at high percentage to be dangerous. He's canceling pretty much every move he can into something else. On the ledge, there is no safe get up option. None at all. He's able to read his opponents and take advantage of Lucario's slower moves in order to make things that should be safe not safe. You can't spot dodge against him at all. It's absolutely insane. It's so difficult to find a counter for. So you get my vote because I haven't seen that other guy.
I'm literally crying right now, so thank you very much, dude.
All right, Tif, your turn.
Easily the easiest pick out of the whole list of Smash characters here. It's got to be Ghost of Mo. He is our number 1 Lucario. I mean, I've got about 8 videos just on my channel alone, which proves that Ghost of Mo is Germany's number 1 Lucario. It's just absolutely insane. He brings the Battle of the Legends. I think at most I may have won maybe 3 games in a first to 10 in the Battle of the Legends, and the rest of them have been absolutely annihilated by his Lucario. It's just got all the combos. There's an answer for everything. He shoots moon-sized projectiles in every situation, and he brings the hype. He's not. There's multiple ways of playing a Lucario, and Mo definitely makes it look like he's a top character. He's got all the B reverses, and it's just insane watching his gameplay. I will never get bored of seeing all the clips that are posted for High Sodium, and I could quite easily watch his montages all day of Lucario. Easiest pick for my number 1.
Every time I get Lucario on random and I have to play him, I'm like, I'm embarrassing myself and I'm embarrassing my friend.
Yeah. I think it's probably worth at this point mentioning one other Lucario player, which is Lil Dan 596 as well. So Lil Dan is he's a good friend of ours, and he's one of our bros in the Battle Bros, and he's held the tournament with us, but he's actually got a really mean Lucario as well, so he definitely needs a shout out at this point of being a really good Lucario player as well.
For sure.
Best Lucario in Connecticut, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
So, thank you very much, guys. I'm literally crying. Not gonna lie. Means a lot, and I'm so happy that you actually think like that. So,
of course.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Germany's greatest Lucario for sure.
Facts.
not what Twitter says, but I'll take it for sure. Moving on to the final answer to Everything and Anything number 42, which is R.O.B. And to be honest, I actually didn't have to think much about that pick because Tif.
No.
Yes.
No.
Take it, dude, take it.
Oh, thank you very much.
I got to fight your R.O.B. with Kazuya in the last Battle of the Legends. Oh, was it with Incineroar? With Incineroar, I believe it was actually with Incineroar. Sorry.
It was.
And also with my Captain Falcon in some friendlies we recently had. And I remember that one mean spike where you were at like 170% and used all the rage inside of R.O.B.'s body to send me straight into the gates of hell. So your R.O.B. is mean, and it's also just as good. So take it, and moving on to Jay. What about you, dude?
Yeah, not too many people play R.O.B. on our servers. Tif is, I would say, probably the most skilled of anybody with him. He definitely knows what he's doing with the character, even if he only screws around with him a little bit. The only other person I'd shout out is DMart64, who plays R.O.B. in the same way that DJ plays Young Link, in that it's not fun at all to play against him, because all he does is run up to you and down tilt and just trip you over and over again, and just he will make you want to kill yourself. He doesn't need to take your stocks. He'll take them yourself. So I wanted to shout him out. All right, Tim.
So I've got two people that I need to mention here. So my first one is Mole. So Mole gets my top pick for R.O.B., and that is with good reason. His R.O.B. is one of the only people / characters that managed to beat Puyo in an amiibo raid. And so, you know, that says a lot already, because only, I think, 2 people ever have beaten Puyo. So that was insane watching that happen. But also, is R.O.B. as well. He's got, you know, those awful combos that you see where they just take someone across the entire stage using the gyro setup, and then from 0 to death in a properly true combo with the spinning side B to finish. So Mole can pull it off every single time, and so he gets my top pick. But again, backing up Jay, I do need to mention DMart64, because his R.O.B., it's not only really annoying, it's actually really good as well. He's got all the down tilts, he makes some good space, and he's a top player all around. So his R.O.B. is no exception, so amazing stuff.
Our next character is actually Toon Link, and my pick for Toon Link, as mentioned already earlier in the last part, is DJ, because he seems to really like the Link family, and I already also got to fight his Toon Link, and it has a similar problem, if you know what I mean, as D-Marts and his R.O.B., because if you fight him with Toon Link, you want to go kill yourself. He doesn't need to take your stock. He doesn't need to take your stock, because you do it by yourself. What about you, Jay?
Well, call me Narcissus because I'm going to look straight in the mirror on this one and say that I am the best Toon Link player in
Yes,
servers.
love the
And
confidence.
I will challenge DJ to a 1-5 right now.
Oh yes, we love the fight talk.
When Brawl came out, other than Pokémon Trainer, the only character I played with any sort of frequency was Toon Link, and I actually did go Toon Link in tournament. Back in Brawl, I actually did play in a tournament before Ultimate came out and Smash 4, believe it or not. I'm that old. So, I think that I have a little bit more control over this character and don't just rely on, the pogo and, et cetera, et cetera. But that's not to take anything away from DJ. I haven't really seen him play Toon Link. I've seen him play mostly Young Link, but would gladly take him on in a Toon Link Ditto at some point. So I will take my white glove off and drop it on the field of honor right now.
Oh, fighting talk at its best, ladies and gentlemen.
Tiff?
I'm actually going to boost Jay's ego that little bit more, and I'm going to say that Jay is probably the best Toon Link on Tiff Chords and obviously the other servers as well. He's got an amazing Toon Link. I've seen it more than enough times to know that he's got the moves, he's got the combos, and a really solid Toon Link all around. But backing up what Mo said, DJ's got a really good Toon Link as well. I've seen him land some nasty spikes at the ledge and almost playing him like he plays Sephiroth and manages to completely dunk people now and then. So a really solid Toon Link all around. But my top pick has got to be Professor J.
Much appreciated.
Now I regret that I didn't pick you as well.
That's okay. That's all right.
All right, so moving on with Wolf, and my pick for Wolf is Tiftofer.
Oh yeah.
Gonna make that soundboard again.
Oh!
Nice.
That was pretty convincing, actually.
Yeah, the best Wolf. I mean, we don't have that many Wolf players, I believe, but I already got to fight your Wolf with my Kazuya, and I actually believe I lost like every match except the 2 we were recording in the Battle of the Legends, Volume 3.
That's right.
And
how convenient.
with that being said, there's just literally no one else I know which deserves the title more than you, Tiff, in my opinion.
Oh, thanks very much, dude. Well, I have got 2 people I need to mention.
Well, it's not your turn.
Oh, sorry, Jay. Sorry, Jay. Right.
You sit down and wait.
Oh.
Wait until it's your turn.
Yeah, there's only one person other than Tiff I could think of to even name for this. I would say Tiff probably has the edge, but I haven't really seen too much of Tiff's Wolf really, or this other person. So I'm going to say neck and neck here. I would say Damien would be the other person that I name here because he does play all of the Spaceys, tends to stick more with the Fox Falco, but I have seen the Wolf come out on occasion. It is dangerous. He does know how different the character is from the other ones. So yeah, I wanted to give him a shout out here as well. But yeah, Tiff's Wolf, it is pretty. It's not just pink, it's also dangerous.
Oh, well, thanks very much, guys. I appreciate that. I didn't expect my Wolf to get a little shout out, so no, really appreciate that. No, I've got, like I said, got 2 people that I need to mention for Wolf, and the first one is Ghost of Mo.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a really good Wolf, yeah, and I believe it's a secondary for Ghost of Mo's. I haven't actually managed to play against it too many times, but I know that when I have played against it, he managed to carry me across the entire stage using forwarders.
Oh yeah,
and it's really brutal. And because Mo's got the B reverses down, he uses that laser B reverse to his advantage to get some really nice movement across the stage. So a really solid Wolf pick. And the other one, I'm going to back Jay up here, and I want to shout out Damien the Cat here because his Wolf is actually really solid. As Jay mentioned, he plays all the Spaceys. I think Damien, if you were going to ask him, would probably argue that his Wolf is better than his Fox, believe it or not, and his Fox is insane, so that's saying a lot. And he probably plays himself with Falco as his number 1 spot, but his Wolf is a force to be reckoned with and a really solid all-around character, so yeah, they're my 2 picks for Wolf.
All right, I think that.
Thank you very much, dude.
I think Mo has to howl now because you picked him.
Yeah. Oh, much better than my Hal.
Nice.
As if. Moving on to the next character, and we are now entering the wonderful realms of the Smash 4 newcomers.
Oh, yeah.
Starting off with another very easy pick for me, the Killager. And my pick actually does make the villager the Killager, and it's Professor J.
Aww.
An easy pick.
Definitely one of the easiest ones in this list, because yeah, you're one of the most hype villagers I know, and I'm gonna be honest, fighting you with using all those trees and bowling balls and Lloyd rockets is scary as hell, and literally makes me wanna shit my pants at some point. It's like every time I watch one match with Jay playing villager and he's trying to set up a ledge trap with the forward smash with the bowling ball, I'm the first person to shout "strike" in the voice chat. So my pick definitely is you, Jay.
Much appreciated. Well, it's my turn. I don't know. There's somebody else who just joined my server that I want to give a shout. I haven't seen him play yet, but I'm excited. It's a fellow villager player. We just met on Twitter the other day. His name is The Good Boy. It's all one word. So I'm looking forward to some dittos with him to find out if maybe I might not be the best after all.
Imagine being called the good guy or the good boy, and then playing a character like villager, which is literally like the complete opposite of.
He's the bad boy.
The bad boy. Right, well, this was a really easy pick for me. Another one of the easiest picks out of the whole Smash roster, and is an easy. Professor J is the most hype villager, #1 pick for sure. I've actually made an entire video dedicated to Professor J's villager and dubbed the video the most hype villager in the world because it is just insane. And I will never ever get bored of hearing Professor J shout "Arbade" every time the tree sends me to the Shadow Realm. So yeah, his villager is extremely hype, and he's just got so many mix-ups as well. Seeing sending out the Lloyds and using nice little setups, throwing people into the Lloyd while it's mid-air using his net. People at ledge and shouting "bowling ball" every time people get donked on the head from really low down. So there's just no way you can recover low against Professor J's villager because he's just got every option covered. If it's a tree falling on your head or a bowling ball, Jay is there to destroy you. So amazing villager, easy #1 pick.
Much appreciated.
There's no
guys.
escape.
I have to say.
There is no escape.
I think my favorite way to KO people with villager is probably one of the most understated. It's Nair off stage because it's just this little. It's like Kirby's cartwheel, but way slower. But it still comes out frame 3, so you just go down Nair and they just like bounce off and they die. It feels so undeserved, but it's so funny. All right, let's move on to Mega Man.
Mega Man. And to be honest, Mega Man's one of those characters which literally nobody plays. And I don't want to name myself at this point, but only thing I will say about Mega Man is that he's a pocket of mine, and he was featured in one of my videos where I tried to get my pocket characters into Elite Smash. Didn't went too well, but that's another story. So yeah, I will not name myself because I don't feel as comfortable to actually be the best Mega Man, even if there are no other Mega Mans on our Discord servers. He actually was my second main in Smash 4, but in Ultimate I kinda lost him because he's one of my favorite gaming characters of all time. So I think I have to pick him up again. What about you, Jay?
I didn't know that you had a Mega Man, so I actually didn't have a pick for this one, but I will definitely look that video up because I might have seen it and forgotten, or I might have missed it, and if that's the case, then I definitely need to educate myself and check out these clips. Tiff?
Yeah, well, I know Mo was too humble to say that he was the best Mega Man, but I will be the one to say that, yeah, having watched that video and seen his Pocket Mega Man, it's actually really, really good and a solid pick for my #1 Mega Man. Mega Man is one of those characters, I've got to admit, I at one point made a video myself saying, playing my most hated character in
Yes.
Smash Ultimate.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, and I really, really don't like Mega Man. I think it's more so because they can really camp you out. Instead, they've got so many projectiles that they can just avoid you. Don't even need to approach. And playing a character with really stubby arms, I find it very difficult to get anywhere near to a Mega Man. But having seen Mo's Mega Man in action, it's an insane Mega Man, and definitely gets the number 1 pick from me.
Definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much, dude.
Nice.
You're very welcome.
And talking about most hated characters and camping characters with annoying projectiles, we are moving on to the Wii Fit Trainer. And my pick for the Wii Fit Trainer is the Unovan elitist Druddy again. Has been a good amount of time that I've faced him the last time, but I remember it being a literal pain. And he still posts clips with the Wii Fit Trainer for the high sodium montages from time to time, so definitely impressive. And my pick for the Wii Fit Trainer. What about you, Jay?
I haven't seen Unovan's Wii Fit Trainer. I actually haven't fought him ever. I've seen some clips of him here and there, but I don't remember off the top of my head what character it was. So I will have to check this out because I enjoy a little bit of Wii Fit Trainer. So even if it might be viewed as campy by some. How about you, Tiff?
Yeah, I've gone for Unovan as well because Unovan Elitist Druddy he's posted enough clips for high sodium so that I can see that his Wii Fit is just ridiculous. He goes for some ridiculous offstage shenanigans with the downer, and I mean Wii Fit's one of those characters where they'll take you from 0 to 90% with just a few moves from is it deep breathing it's called for the move from Wii Fit, and it's just
I think so.
It's so overpowered, and Unovan takes complete advantage of that, and has posted so many good hype clips, especially recently as well. So if you've not seen them, definitely check them out in a high sodium. We'll show some of them now as well in the video so that you can see what they're like. But easy pick. But I do want to mention as well, D-Mart plays a pretty mean Wii Fit Trainer as well. I know it's one of his underused characters compared to some of his other picks, but definite shout out for a solid Wii Fit Trainer all around as well.
I need to educate myself because there have been so many times both of you guys have the same pick, and I've never seen this guy play before.
Next character is a pretty underrated one as well. Actually, 2 characters, kinda. Rosalina and Luma. And to be honest, I have no idea who to pick here. I remember, honorable mention, Luca T from my server, who actually mains random and got her through random and faced my Lucario actually in one of my videos. It was an intense session, it was an intense match, and I definitely see the potential to actually become a decent Rosalina player. So at this point, maybe not a direct pick, but definitely an honorable mention. What about you, Jay?
I actually do have a pick for this one. In a recording session I was doing the other day, the one that I mentioned, I think it might have been in the last video, where it was all Mario characters, stages, yada yada yada. Since there was kind of a limited palette of characters from whom to choose, I found out through practice that Uden actually used to play a lot of Rosalina and Luma. Yeah, we were in a free-for-all situation, so it wasn't very serious 1v1, but he and I did end up being the last 2 in the match when he was playing Rosalina and Luma more than once, and I can see that he has good control over the character, especially understands how and when to use that down B to avoid projectiles in order to save himself. He is able to control the Luma in a very, very solid way, so I want to definitely give him a shout. I think it's either a former main or maybe a former pocket of his, but Uden's Rosalina and Luma, pretty solid. Major respect. Tiff?
I've got to go with Mo on this one. I have got nobody that I've seen play Rosalina. I think possibly people have got Rosalina on random a couple of times in our little sessions. Maybe that one guy plays Rosalina, and that's what I'm thinking of. And so maybe get a little bit of a shout out, but nothing concrete enough to give somebody a top spot, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Moving on from the giant space lady to the bruiser from the Bronx, Little Mac. And my pick for Little Mac is someone we already heard sometimes, and spoiler, we will still hear his name in future parts of this video. Lucario point 1.
I didn't know they played
Got a very nasty little Mac, and I remember him submitting one little Mac clip from my first ever community montage on YouTube, and he actually landed a very good edge guard with spiking a hero at like, I think 120, 30, 40%, and it's just hilarious.
Nice.
And I think his Mac definitely is a force to be reckoned with. Jay, up to you.
I always think it's funny when somebody has a character in their name and we're naming them for a different character. Like Lucario, point 1. It's like, oh yeah, Little Mac. My pick is DMart64, the self-proclaimed most elite Little Mac on Elite Smash. This guy, wow. It's been a while since I fought his Little Mac, but it is absolutely insane. In your face all the time, taking full advantage of the speed, still managing to recover, even though the character's recovery is absolute butt cheeks. He knows what he's doing, and this was pre-Peanut, so I'm not sure if he's had a chance to 1v1 Peanut to defend that title, but yeah, I wanted to give DMart64 a shout out here. He really does know what he's doing with that character, so big respect. Tiff?
I've actually got two people that I want to talk about here. My number 1 spot actually goes to a different player that we've not really seen that much of in the server, but there was a day which will probably go down in history actually, and we titled this player as a raid boss because they were just undefeated and they were ridiculous with Little Mac, and
I remember this.
Yeah, nobody could defeat them, and their name is Meji or Mehi or however we pronounce it. I do apologize. But Meji's Little Mac is just, oh my god, it was just something else. All of us were in the chat and we just couldn't believe what we were seeing. It was recovering from every situation. It made Peanut's Little Mac look peanuts. It was rubbish compared to Meji's. It was just insane. So Meji gets my number 1 spot, and yeah, undefeated raid boss Meji. So big shout out. And to back Jay up as well though, DMart64 is my other mention for Little Mac here because his Little Mac, as you said, is the self-proclaimed world's most elite Little Mac, and I know it was well over 10 million GSP, and it got to a point where I'm sure he posted it was 10 million, but then it was 420 and then 69, and I think he left it at that because he was so happy with the GSP of it. But it was, his Little Mac is just insane. Especially if I ever face it, I always roll my eyes and go, oh, because I just know that I'm gonna lose the fight, and I always do. So yeah, big shout out.
Moving on to the water dark type Pokemon Greninja, and my pick for Greninja is actually Super Ryan from my server. I got to fight him a lot with Greninja. I believe it was Jay's pick for Sonic, random fact at this point.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And as he has a decent Sonic, he also has a more than decent Greninja. He's got some very good combos. He also managed to beat me and my Lucario already. I know that's not that difficult, but still.
That's a lie.
No, still, my pick for Greninja, definitely you, Super Ryan. A very nice guy. Love to chat with you while we are playing Smash, and I hope that I can face you sometime again in the near future. It already has been a good amount of time.
He truly is super.
He definitely is super, if not more. What about you, Jay?
My pick for this is actually a very recent recruit for Professor Jay's classroom. Somebody I met on Twitter, and I don't want to misgender them because I don't know. It's one of those anime profile pic scenarios, so I'm not really sure. So the name is Ali Mania, A-L-I Mania. This person joined us just for a free-for-all session, but we had been on Twitter. We had mutually followed one another on Twitter a while ago and you know, interacted that way, but just kind of jumped into a free-for-all session with the Greninja and was absolutely running circles around the rest of us. And so I can't imagine picking anybody else for this based upon the gameplay that I've seen coming out in that one session. So Ali Mania gets my pick for Greninja. Tiff?
I've gone for Ghost of Mo for Greninja. So I know that Ghost obviously has played Greninja in the past and is one of Ghost's pockets, if I believe, and one of those characters that I don't get to see anywhere near enough of. But I know that what I've seen of your Greninja, it's absolutely insane. And I mean, like I said, you're a top player, so you know how to play pretty much any character well. But your Greninja's got the moves, and it's definitely someone I'd love to see some more of. So I want to have some games against your Greninja, please.
Noted, dude. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Next character, or more like next characters, are our beloved Mii Fighters. And to be honest, I don't know who to pick for the Mii Brawler or the Mii Sword Fighter, but I definitely know who to pick for the Mii Gunner because it's spicy as hell. And this one goes to Professor J Gaming.
Aw, thank you, sir.
No problem, dude. Take it. And as Tif wants to play my Greninja more often, I want to play your Mii Gunner more often. So please, in the next Smash session, we will have at least one match with my Greninja against your Mii Gunner, please.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Who did you pick, Jay?
So I do have a pick for every character here. It wasn't very easy because I actually do know a couple of people who played a few of these. I do enjoy a little bit of Mii Brawler, but it's by no means as polished as it could be. My pick for Mii Brawler is actually Financial Pretty. He loves to mess around with ugly and stupid and cursed Mii combinations, but as a result of that, he's actually ended up playing a decent amount of the Miis, and of the three, I'd say he's the strongest with the Brawler. I think he has one that's got a creeper body and Matt from Wii Sports as the head, so I want to give him a shout here because it might not be his main, it might not be a secondary or possibly even a pocket, but of the people in our 3 servers and of the gameplay I've seen of Mii Brawler, I think I'd put him at the top. As far as Mii Sword Fighter is concerned, when you think of swords and you think of our servers, who do you think of? It's Blutgang! And he actually does have a very solid Mii Sword Fighter. I've seen it on a couple of occasions, and I've actually learned a couple of things about the character from him. It's not all just, the tornado into the up B. He's got a lot more going on. He actually doesn't even use that up B. So I want to give him a shout there. As far as Mii Gunner is concerned, I couldn't really think of anybody other than me who really plays the character at all, so I guess I just wrote myself down there. So, Tiff, go ahead.
So for the Brawlers, I'm actually not sure for the Brawlers because I've not seen enough Brawlers. Like you said, I know I've seen some Financial Pretty gameplay for the Mii Brawler, so that's he probably just out of default gets that pick. So good work, Financial. For the Mii,
that's gotta feel great. Oh my god! Wow. Oh my, that's like being the smartest person in a room of dumb people.
But for the Mii Gunner, definitely Professor J. I love seeing your Mii Gunner, especially in the Vault Boy costume, and it's just so stylish, and you've got some nice little setups, some that I didn't even know existed with the Mii Gunner, so that's really, really good to see. So you're my top pick for the Mii Gunner, Jay. And finishing off with a real pick for the Mii Sword Fighter is actually going to be Financial Pretty. So I've seen enough of Financial Sword Fighter to see him mainly goes as Captain Jack Sparrow when he plays Mii Sword Fighter, and I love seeing him play this character, especially seem to go against it on the Kazuya stage, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's so many tornadoes, so many moves being thrown out, and he's got a really solid Mii Sword Fighter or Captain Jack Sparrow. So amazing stuff, Financial.
Awesome. So now we're coming to the last character of this part, which is the goddess of neutral air. The goddess of light, Palutena. And there's only one person which I actually could think of which plays Palutena regularly, and that's Ixra from my server. And I know that Ixra still kind of searches for a suitable main, secondary and stuff. He uses the Floofbot command line to change his Smash profile because he just seems to be not sure about which character he should main. And my advice is, dude, if you watch this video, then please stick to Palutena, because fighting your Palutena is entertaining, hype, and annoying as well.
Amazing.
Best wishes to you and your Palutena. What about you, Jay?
Not to end on a low note, but I actually don't have anyone for
My
Palutena.
pick. So his Palutena is actually really, really solid. And I know it's not one of his usual mains that he goes for, but he's actually got a really, really solid one. And all the nerds come out, some really decent combos. And I know at one point he was thinking about having them as a solid secondary, which I know has been overthrown by Pyra and Mithra now, but definitely a really solid pick as my number one.
All right, then. That's it for part 2 of this series. Make sure to check out part 1 on Jay's channel, and part 3 will be uploaded on Tif's channel, both linked in the description. While you're at it, don't forget to leave them a sub and also a like. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next video.
See you in the next video.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.